Alright, so I'm back, and now that we're done with that whole combiner month crap, we can go back to reviewing actual figures. So today we're going to take a look at the Planet X Summanus. Moving him out of the way. You can take a look at the packaging real quick. It's pretty nice, I guess. It's kind of got the chest of Summanus, Snarl. I don't know why they felt the need to do a zoom in of the chest, but that's the trend that they're going with, and they're sticking to it. There's that. Warning, ages 15 up. Not suitable for... It's not suitable for children under 3 years old. And it's meant for ages 15 up. Okay. There's some artwork. Looks like it looks like it's the actual figure that they just kind of sketched over. Looks pretty cool. I like that. More parts. More parts. And that's it. And if you guys are thinking that I'm sounding a little lackluster on this figure, it's because I am. This is actually my second version of this, or second figure of this. I picked it up from toydojo.com. I wanted to throw their name out there. I usually don't, but they actually hooked me up with some good customer service, so I would like to, commend them for that. But anyway, the tail on my first one broke real quick. They couldn't figure out how to get the tail off to send me a new one, so they just sent me a whole new figure. And I sent the broken one back. So, kudos to you guys. That was really awesome. Love you. I doubt you're out there listening, but yeah, very great customer service. I really, 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 really appreciate it. Because some places are like, oh, well, send the figure back and we'll see if we can repair it, and if not, we'll send you a new one. Or, we'll send you a replacement part that won't fit. They don't care if you can get it in or not. They just... Anyway. So yeah, here he is. I've got multiple issues with this figure, and we'll talk about all those. Number one is he has no heel spurs. You make a figure with all this stuff on the back, and you don't make heel spurs. He stands pretty well, but he is definitely back heavy, and it probably won't take much to have him fall. And to make things even better, if he does fall, everything back here is clear plastic, so it's gonna break. It's awesome design there, Planet X. Awesome design. The hips on mine are loose. I mean, they're not super loose. They're not like, they don't just sway, but they do. They are loose. It's noticeable. So that doesn't help with the back heaviness. If those joints were tighter, then he might not have as much of an issue with being back heavy. Not that he has a huge issue with it. It's just something I'm pointing out because it'll bug a lot of people. It bugs me, but not to the point of I think it's a bad figure. Bad, but and the other issue I want to point out and get this right out in the open right away is the part that's been breaking on a lot of people. This is not just me. This has happened to a lot of people. It's actually come to a point where Planet X is sending a whole bunch of tail replacements out, and their Facebook page has instructions on how to fix the tail. So it's not just me. It's happening quite a bit, and that's this piece right here. The tip of the tail And the way to design it, the tip of the tail, it would have to be replaced by replacing the entire tail section, not just the tip, because it's all pinned together. Where mine broke was right here at this joint. My first one. And the reason for it breaking is because this is actually all clear plastic with paint over it. Everybody at this point in time should know, do not make joints out of clear plastic. Yes, it looks nice. And if you want that aesthetic, make this out of solid plastic and then glue these on or something. But do not make the joint out of clear plastic. And it's a problem because, one, the joint is actually pretty stiff. So you're putting a lot of pressure on it. And then it doesn't... When it locks into this position for robot mode, it doesn't lock in very well, so it's not a problem, and it holds very well, so that's not a problem either. But when it goes into tail mode, all these tabs will plug in to the sections on here, and it's a very solid attachment, which is nice until you realize that this is clear plastic, and you have to put pressure on it to unpeg it. I'm almost tempted to just cut this peg off and just not use it, and just hope that it just looks good enough without it being fully attached. So yeah, that's my major issue with this figure, is the fact that it doesn't... is that clear plastic, which everyone is raving about. I've seen so many reviews where they're like, oh man, this clear plastic looks gorgeous, it's so awesome. Well, it's fragile as shit, and I can't fucking stand it. I would rather have it painted plastic than clear plastic that's going to break on you real quick. Because I didn't put any pressure on it. I just moved the joint and it snapped right off. And then I had to send the whole thing back. Toy Dojo sent me a new one. So, you know, they're out money too. Hopefully they can get money back from Planet X. And Planet X is probably going to be seeing a lot of people return these because they designed a piss poor idea of putting clear plastic in a fucking joint. That's why I don't think Hegemon's going to last very long. Because he's got clear plastic in his fucking knees. It's... Alright. Alright, so, let's take a look at the accessories real quick. We'll get off that topic, my rant. He does come with these two big shotguns. They are the same mold. So, they're not like mirror images of each other. They're just the same exact thing. So, and you can plug that into his hand. And unlike Fans Project, he can actually hold his weapons. And then he's got the sword. See, now here's this handle here and this black piece. That's all solid plastic that's just clipped and glued onto this clear plastic sword. That works well. Alright. And you can hold that. And there you go. And he actually does come with the two swords and the two guns. And you can... he's got 5mm ports basically just up here at the shoulder. So if you want to store these, they have to go up here. Unless I'm missing something. No, I don't think I'm missing anything. So, it's the shoulders are nothing for this dude. So yeah, looks pretty nice. I like his weapons. I'm setting those off to the side. Posability. We've got head that's on a... I believe that's on a ball joint. It does get a little side to side. There we go. A little side to side, and it does swivel. But it did, due to the way it's designed, you're basically getting left and right with it, which is fine. Shoulders are on swivels. It's actually really cool if you look at this. I don't just hate this figure. It's a really nice figure. It's just this tail section really bugs me. But you can see that this whole piece right here is attached solidly to the hinge here. So when you rotate, that piece doesn't move. So this whole arm assembly is attached on top of that, and that's actually makes a really good, solid arm joint, and I really, really like it. It's very, very nice. Then the arm does swivel out. It does break up a little bit, but it's not hateful. It's not bad. It's not like the Leader Class Megatron. This actually looks like a decent movement. Anyway, there's a swivel just below the thigh. That doesn't sound great. It seems to be just fine. That sounds just horrible. Alright, there is an elbow bend. Seriously. That sounds like something's about to snap. Anyway, hand. No rotation at the hand, but the fingers do open and close. Waist swivels. Hips ratchet in and out, and it's very soft ratchet up and down, but it's very loose too. He's got double bend elbows or knees, so he gets a full bend there, and that's fine. Foot is on a ball joint, I think. Yeah, ball joint. And then it's got a hinge at the back, and then a hinge at the toes. So there you go. Really nice. I think the posability that it has works pretty well. I wish this didn't make this horrible noise. And I wish the hips were a little bit tighter. But other than that, nothing wrong there. I mean, I like the figure. Like I said, I like the figure. I'm very worried about the figure. To transform him, he's kind of a bear. You want to flip the waist around and then rotate the legs around. So we're almost back to where we were, but now the heads are on the inside. Then you want to, let's see, we'll pull this up a little bit, and then you can pull this chest piece out. And this will go in between the legs. And then flip this head off, and then you can flip this panel up. That'll give you enough space to move this out, and this will rotate around and just slides onto the side there. Close this up, and then you want to take this fin here, on pegs, rotates around, and there's a tab right here. And there's a little slot right there that this will plug into. It does not plug in very well, and you'll see me fiddling with it throughout the course of the video because it will come undone. Just like so. And do the same thing over here. Flip this out, flip this up, rotate this. So, there you go. Alright, and then what we want to do here is, let's see, flip this head in. So this will come down like so. And then this assembly will come out like this. You can see how it's kind of forming the back Here, we'll take the tail, we'll do that real quick. Fold this down, and then you rotate this around like so, and then this will come in. It's kind of hard to see because there's clearance issues, but you want to fold these up like this and then push those in. And then you want to line up this round hole and this round hole with this peg here, and then this peg here. Okay? Like I said, it's kind of clearance issue going on. I'm trying to get it all just right. There we go. Do the same thing over here. And then everything tabs in together and it holds very nicely, which is what concerns me about this tip. But there you have the tail. Alright. Fold this little inside piece here down. Alright. So what you want to do here is pull these legs together. And they do kind of peg together. It's a very loose peg. But it's okay because it fixes itself later. But there's two tabs right here and here. They'll tab in underneath the body right there, and same on the opposite side right there. So you plug these together. And then you just kind of bend it how it needs to bend until it goes under there. There we go. Like that. Alright, and then this piece here, there's two tabs here and here that'll plug into these slots right there and there. And then tab these back in because they don't hold it very well. And then you take these shoulder joint here and you rotate it down like so. Then you want to fold the hand up and then flip the foot out, rotate it forward. Same thing over here. God, I hate that. I'm gonna have to take that apart, aren't I? And there you go. There he is in Dino mode. And from here you can plug in his guns to the side. But there is not enough ports to store all 4 weapons. So, I'm not a fan of the Dinobots having so many weapons. I mean, don't get me wrong, they need weapons. So I usually will just have like 1 sword and then 1 gun, and then the rest will just go away. But yeah, there you go. And he looks nice. I do like the Dino mode. It's like as you're going, you're like, how the hell is this supposed to look right? But once you get it in there, it's like, wow, that actually works pretty well. So posability in this mode, nothing at the tail. These fins here do rotate just the slightest bit. Nothing at the other ones. Nothing Oh, these ones do as well. Slight rotation. These ones move pretty freely, but they're also pretty loose. Nothing here. Nothing on those. Head, basically you could just swivel it up and down just a hair, and then the mouth does open and close. Front legs are on swivels, so they swivel up and down. There's a bicep swivel, hinge right here at the knee. This is actually a ball joint here, so get some good range of motion there, and then the foot does pivot. These, they can rotate again. There's a slight knee bend, and then there's that horrible screeching plastic here. And then the foot pivots a little bit. So yeah, he looks pretty good. I mean, I do like him. I don't like that screeching noise. That's going to haunt my dreams now. Thanks, Planet X. So I'm going to have to, like I said, I'm going to have to take that apart and just see what's going on there. But yeah, there you go. To transform him back, you just want to... Start pulling these apart a little bit. Pull this down, and then you can undo that tab there. Rotate the legs down. Waist comes around. This will rotate around. This will rotate around. These panels will come up. Like so. Straighten out the foot. There you go. Tab these in. Flipping the foot. There we go. Going back to robot mode is a lot simpler than going to dyno mode. Alright, fold this down. Straighten out the arms. I just don't like that noise. Alright, so split the tail. Split the tail. You're just kind of trying to be careful not to snap this thing off. There we go. There we go. Alright, so this will fold up like so. And then you take this section here and it will rotate in like this. And then it folds up into the back like that. Then you take this assembly here, and this will fold up, come around, and there's a little tab right there that'll plug in that little slot right there. This will fold in, and then this will fold around like so. And then you fold these little panels here out, give them a little bit more aesthetics going on. Rotate this stump piece around, and then it just kind of accordions in on itself. And then this piece will tab onto the top, just like that. And there we have Snarl or Summanus, whatever you want to call him, back in robot mode. And like I said, he's not overly complicated. I think he's actually just about perfect for where he needs to be for a figure this size. I think he's got some QC issues and some design issues. God, that noise. It's every collector's worst nightmare, that noise right there. Alright, so setting him back here, we'll do some size comparisons. Here he is with the Classic Seeker, and I actually think this works pretty well for him. He should be bigger than the Seeker jet, because Dinobots are huge. Here he is with the Rodimus. Rodimus is actually a hair shorter than him. So again, I think this works pretty well. Here he is with Megatron. Again, this works pretty well. Because again, Dinobots are bigger than Megatron and Optimus. The Rodimus should be a little bit smaller, but, you know, there's not a whole lot of options with him. Here he is with an MP car. This does not work at all. This is definitely not an MP scaled figure. So don't even think about that. Here he is with Brainstorm, which is about the size of the iGear Seekers. And he's a little taller, so this doesn't quite work as well. So he might not be a good fit for the larger classics. And let's see, what else do we got here? Here is with the Toy World Snarl. And you can see he's, Toy World Snarl is just a little bit bigger, and definitely has more G1 aesthetics to him. But they actually do look pretty good together. So it kind of depends on which Dinobot you want to build. Do you want something that looks more G1, or do you want something that looks more like Fall Cybertron, War for Cybertron, more Neo aesthetics? And then here he is with the Planet X Swoop, who's tiny in comparison. Which is something I really don't like. I mean, yes, I understand a lot of people want Swoop to be smaller, and, you know, maybe he should be, but maybe about that much smaller. Not this much. I mean, this guy's almost half the size. They do look really nice together. I think they do. You know, some people complain that he's got painted red plastic here instead of the clear red plastic here, but honestly, I'm okay with that. And up until recently, here's who they were all supposed to be going with, being Fall Cybertron Grimlock, who definitely does look like he's bigger than him, even though he's actually just only a hair taller. Just his mass is bigger. So I think he looks really good with these guys. And I know Planet X is making a new one, but I think this actually works really well with this aesthetic, and I actually really do love this look. I have been, you know, just having him stand with my MP Grimlock, and that really makes him not shine as much as it does with the Fall Cybertron Grimlock. So, lesson learned there. So yeah, all in all, it's a great figure. It's a great design. It does have some issues with that clear plastic on the tail. I wish that when they were sending out the new copies of the tail, that they would make it out of solid plastic and just paint it red. I really wish that they would do that. But I don't think they will. He's got some issues with that joint there. That one could just be mine. I haven't heard of anybody else is doing that, and mine actually wasn't doing that until the video. So, and the hips could be a little bit tighter. Other than that, I really like the look of the figure. The design is really awesome. Like, at first I didn't like these almost like mitten things, but the more I think about it, the more it's like, you know, they're not like mittens. They're more like those UFC fighter gloves. I mean, he looks like he's ready to throw down. So it's like the more I think about it, the more I like this figure. And so I have to say, I'm going to give him a 7 out of 10. And the only reason why he's getting 7 and not higher is because of those issues that I pointed out. He could have been almost a perfect figure. Almost perfect. So there you go. There is the Planet X Summanus. Next week we will look at the sludge figure of theirs. So there you go.